Hey everyone, this is Some Nerdy Guy back again with another video, and today is not a pickup video like I normally do. I do a lot of those, and this is not that. This is just going to be a discussion video, and I kind of wanted to talk about everybody's video gaming backlogs and how you deal with a backlog, or how you not deal with a backlog and just kind of let it happen. um, for me personally, I collect a lot of games. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I get, and I'm sure for a lot of other people, it's the same way. Stuff goes on sale, and you just get a bunch of games. It just happens, I guess. I guess not for everybody, because there's a lot of people that believe that you should only buy one game, and you play through that one game until you beat that one game, and then you can buy another game. And that is not a bad thing. That's not a bad mentality to have. That's actually probably more healthy than what a lot of us do, or at least what I do. I just stack on game after game after game. There's always so many games that come out, and there's a lot of them are around the same time, or there's so many games that go on sale at the same time, and you want to have it, and you want to get it cheaper than what you would pay for when you get it later. So like the backlog just gets stacked and stacked and stacked and stacked. And to me, that's not necessarily a bad thing to have a backlog, because at the end of the day, you have the game, you can play whenever you want, and you have that like satisfying feeling of, I have it. I don't have to worry about hunting it down. I don't got to worry about uh, you know, what price it's going to be when I go to look for it. You already have it. You're good. Because with the mentality of beating a game and waiting till you complete that game to go buy another one, well, I mean, you can go look for whatever game you want. Maybe you don't know what you want, but maybe you go and play through Shin Megami Tensei 5 and you're like, okay, I want to go play Atelier Ryza for my Switch. And you go to get that. That game isn't always going to be there. It's not like one of those new Nintendo titles that's always going to be on the shelf, like your Marios, your Zeldas, your Pokemons. Atelier Ryza is not a common game. So if you didn't buy it when you saw SMT5, when you went to the GameStop that day, or went to Target that day, or went to wherever that day and saw it, it might not be there again. So I feel like for a lot of people, that's how backlogs get started. They see something, they see it for a good deal, and they just buy it and then deal with it later. And that's what I do. That's what I do a lot of the time, is that I just get it just for the security of, I have it. Nobody can take it from me. It's here. I got it. But there is some merit to that mentality of buying a game and making sure you play through it, and then go buy another game when you know you've completed it. So there's nothing left to do. There's nothing that you're going to miss out on. But I kind of like the fun of just getting a whole bunch of games, because if you're building, especially when you're a collector, you want to build your collection. You want to make it look cool and have like all the games, like you can kind of see behind me here. They're like all lined up on the shelf right here. They look really cool. And I don't know, it's fun to do. And I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with it. I know it makes it a lot easier too when you don't collect as many games, or for as many like genres or systems. Like Chicken Heart, he, as far as to my knowledge, he only really collects horror games and the franchises that he knows he likes. So he's got his Resident Evil collection, he's got his Dead Rising collection, he's got his Silent Hill collection going, and for the most part, he's already played through all those games. He already knows everything about them, is why he has like the collection that he does. They're very specific to one genre and like specific series of games. Which, as for me, my collection is all over the place. I collect for damn near everything. Like, I love collecting for my Switch. That's the most recent thing I've really dove headfirst into, is collecting for Switch. But I also like collecting for the DS. I like collecting for my PlayStation 4. I like collecting for the PC Engine. That's a new collection I've started. PS1 games, I really like collecting for those. Game Boy games. Like, there's so many different games that I enjoy collecting for, which I know a lot of other people enjoy collecting for. And there's like this weird stigma, I guess, if that's really a word. I don't want to make it sound like it's some kind of like like issue among society or something, but like in the community of gaming, there's always this like almost like a turf war of, oh, you shouldn't be having that big of a backlog, or hey, you got a cool collection, man, like do you, like it's whatever. Because I know I've gotten ragged on before by Chicken Heart about not completing everything that I have, or not 100%ing like every game. Like I still to this day haven't completed Sonic Forces. That game came out in 2017, 2018, something like that. And I got like to the last level, and I was just like, I just got bored with it. To be honest, like Sonic Forces was not a good game. Like I should have just trucked through it and just got through it and been done with it. But I don't know, like I feel like for a lot of people when they're playing through something, sometimes you can get distracted by other things, like, not even just gaming related things, but life itself. Like you just, you got your job, or you got different things that you're doing. You got work, you got school, you got like problems, like personal problems, like all this stuff can like all happen right at the same time. And you might not be able to play another game again until a week, or a couple days, or even a month. What if you don't feel like going back to that game? What if you want to do something else, like play something else? Like I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because you're always going to have that game if you want to go back to it. Like that's the cool thing about collecting, is that you have a bunch at your disposal. You can pick whatever you want to play, and you have it. Like you don't have to go hunt it down. You don't have to try to find somebody or a store that has it. You already have it. You don't got to worry about it. And a lot of different games get hard to find over time, which that's a given. But even like new games, sometimes new games are hard to get. Some random like RPG related stuff, like this Bustafellows game, like there's maybe like 2 copies that they made, and then everything else is going to be hard to get. Like I don't know. I always say it in a lot of my pickup videos, is that I go after games that I have intention of playing, and that I also think are going to be hard to find, so I don't have to worry about going and trying to hunt it down for less than retail price, because a lot of the time it'll go way above and beyond retail price. But yeah, those are just some of my thoughts. I know this is not a very long video. I'm kind of just offshooting. I don't really have a script prepared for this at all, or anything like that. Just kind of going off of my whatever comes to mind. But a lot of the backlog, for me at least, that it just gets tough to get through, is when you have a lot of specific types of games that just take a long time to get through. Like RPGs. I love my RPGs, but I have like 20 of them that I haven't played, because the ones I'm already currently playing take forever to get through. So like I do want to make an effort to complete them, but sometimes you just want to put those down. Like I have a bunch on my Switch I'm playing. I'm playing Pokemon Pearl. I'm playing SMT5. I'm playing Ease. I'm playing Ease 8. I'm playing like all these different Astral Chain. I just got that, which I haven't shown that for a pickup video yet, but I did get it. But like all these other games, and sometimes, as much as I love my RPGs, I'm not in the mood to play those all the time. So sometimes I like to just randomly pick up something that's not going to take me a whole lot of time to just sit and play and get through a couple levels or whatever, like a platforming game like Mario or Spyro, or all the XYZ. Like sometimes you just want a simple game that you can just sit and play for a couple minutes, not have to worry about diving into like 5 hours of gameplay to even just make a chunk of progression through the game. Sometimes you just want to have fun, and you just want to play something simple and just not have to think about a whole lot, because RPGs are definitely those type of games where you really have to be, I mean, not all of them, but a lot of them you have to kind of go deep into thought, and there's a lot of reading. You got to make sure you're following the story. Some people don't care about that in RPGs, but that's like the main thing about them, besides the gameplay, of course. But like knowing the story, knowing all the characters, making sure that you're kind of keeping track of everything. And when you open up a can of worms of RPGs and you play, that's one of the problems I used to have a lot, is I would start a bunch of them just because I was like really excited. So I would like start a bunch of them, get through a couple hours into each of them, And then when I get back to it, I completely forget everything. Like I forget what's going on, who I am, what am I doing. Like it happens. So I feel like a lot of people run into that, not just me. So I guess what I would do, which I saw somebody else's video and I can't remember the channel's name at the moment, but I think it was a specific video about backlogged RPGs, is that, you know, just pick like 2 at a time. Just pick one that you really want to get through, play through that one, or like get through a good portion of that one, and then play other stuff. Just like do whatever for your week. I mean, because most people that collect play a lot. So like go throughout your week, play a couple other things, and then come back to it and just kind of like make small progressions through the game until you finally complete it. Which I think is really good advice. I didn't really think about it that way. Because like I said, I used to either just dive into a bunch of them all at the same time, or I would get through a big chunk of one and then forget what I was doing after I come back. But just like making sure to keep consistent and like keep coming back to it, keep playing it. But yeah, that's a way to like not get too overwhelmed, at least to me. And it sucks when you have a collection that you like to collect a lot of different consoles, because I absolutely love my Switch. I love collecting for the Switch. I don't think I'll ever stop collecting for the Switch as long as they keep making games for it. But I like collecting for other consoles and playing other stuff too, which I'm sure a lot of other people do that as well. Like I'll be playing hardcore into my Switch and collecting games for that, and then the next week I'll be like, I kind of like the 64. I remember the 64 really fondly. Most of the games for the 64 that I want, I already have. But I feel like for a lot of collectors, you just go on different little kicks for stuff. Like Nintendo 64, like a couple weeks down the road, you know, I'm really feeling the PS1. Like PS1, there's some games that I was kind of looking for, wasn't sure about getting yet. I'm going to go look for those. So you just like build up this backlog of games just from the fun of collecting and getting stuff for different systems and trying to find good deals on stuff. Like I said before about sales, like when games are cheap, it's hard to resist just like not getting them. Like the sales where they're like, for GameStop, if you buy up to 5 games, you get them all 50% off. That's a good way to build up on a bunch of games that you've been meaning to get, but instead of paying full price for all of them, you're paying half price for all of them. Like it's hard to resist that. So like I don't think there's anything wrong with building up a backlog, because at the end of the day, you have those games. Nobody's going to take them from you, and you can save money on them by doing stuff like that instead of waiting, and then maybe the game goes up in price, or you just end up paying the full price when you could have paid way less for it. But those are just my thoughts on it. I know a lot of people think it's a waste. They think it's a waste of time and money, just buy one game and then blah blah blah. But I don't know. I think that takes the fun out of collecting. Some people don't like to collect. Some people just like to play the handful of games they have and then just be done. And some people trade the games in. I despise trading my stuff in. I will only ever trade something in if it's a double that I found or that I didn't know I had, or if like the game doesn't have a case, I'll like trade it in towards a complete copy instead of trying to hunt down an empty case for it. But yeah, like I don't trade in my stuff, and a lot of people that collect don't trade in their stuff unless if it's duplicates. So I can't personally, I don't get behind the whole trading stuff in to just get something else. I like keeping my stuff because a lot of people that I knew, like when I was a kid, we all had GameCubes, and everybody else traded in their GameCube stuff to get like the Xbox 360 when it came out. I did not. I never traded in any of my stuff. And look now, like almost every single GameCube game is over $100, like practically. And I kept all mine. I still have all of my rare GameCube games. And some of them I did have to buy after the fact, and only a handful though. There was only a handful of games I was missing, and there's like maybe 2 or 3 more that I'm still missing that I really really want to get. But that's another thing. Like you never know when a console is going to be hard to get, and every single game you want for it is going to be extremely expensive. So it's nice to just hang on to all those. Which this is kind of getting off topic. This doesn't really have to do with the backlog. It's just that was just kind of about like keeping your stuff. But yeah, personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with having as big of a backlog as you want, because like I said, you have the game. Nobody can take it from you. Nobody's going to come take it from you unless you have really crappy friends that are going to come steal your stuff. But yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a small collection either. There's nothing wrong with having a big ass backlog of like 20 plus games, and there's nothing wrong with having a small collection of stuff where you know that you're going to play every single one of those games. Like, I think it goes hand in hand, like can go either way. There's really no right or wrong way to go about a backlog, I guess. It was just kind of like, I just kind of want to express my feelings about the subject, because a lot of people get really gatekeeping about it. Like, oh, you can't buy that many games. You shouldn't have that big of a... You shouldn't... Like, I don't care. Buy your games. Have fun. If you don't play that one random Switch game for another 3 years, who cares? Like, at least you got it. It's in your collection. It's in there for a reason. The thing that is weird, though... I don't want this video to go on too long. The one thing that is weird, though, is buying games that you have no interest in, like, at all. Like, zero interest. You just get it just because. I mean, some people are completionists, I guess. So, like, you want to have every single game on a console. So you get all the Maddens, all the NBA games, like, but you have zero interest in sports. Like, to me, that's kind of weird. I don't know. I feel like most people, at least most people, they collect the things that they want to play. And I feel like that's a better way to go about collecting, instead of just, oh, I got it because this, either I got it because I'm, well, getting a little ahead of myself. Like, there's nothing wrong with making a complete collection. If you want to go after every single GameCube game, more power to you. Like, I guess if you're a completionist, you have to get those crappy games, even though you don't plan on playing them. But if it's a situation where you have zero interest in the game, and you're just thinking about it, going about it in a way that, oh, I'm just going to get it because it's worth money, or I'm just going to get it because this person told me to get it, so I'm just going to go for it. I don't really care about it. Like, that's a little weird to me. I used to know somebody that would kind of do that sort of thing. They didn't really, I mean, they played video games, don't get me wrong. There was things that they did play, but they would just go after random stuff if either someone on YouTube told them to get it, which let me get that part out of the way, because there's definitely things that have been recommended to me by YouTubers, but just if you don't already like that sort of thing, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of stepping on my own toes saying that, because like, you can get into different genres. Like, there's nothing wrong with, oh, I've never played an RPG before and I'm going to jump in now. Cool. I'm not a gatekeeping type of person. I just think it's weird to me when somebody like collects for something that they don't really like, or they don't have any intention of playing at all. They just get it because, oh, it's worth money, or that's like the biggest reason I see people collect certain things. It's, oh, it's worth money, so I'm going to get it. Like, I feel like that's wrong, in my opinion. Like, it's cool to find rare stuff. But most of the rare stuff that at least I want to find is stuff I want to find because I want it, because it's rare. So I want to play like, if it's something I want to play, it would be cool to find it for cheap because it's expensive and I don't want to pay that much for it. So I want it for my collection. But some people will still pay top dollar, not even top dollar. But if you find something for a good deal, some people will buy it just because, oh, it's worth money. Like, I'm not going to play it, but it's worth money, so I want it. Like, I don't know. That's like one discrepancy I have about collecting in general. And I'm getting way off topic with this video. It's supposed to be about talking about your backlog and how you go about it. And now I'm just rambling about how people collect things. But yeah, so there's nothing wrong with having as big of a backlog as you want. There's nothing wrong with having no backlog at all. Just collect your games, have fun with it. At least you're playing it and you're not keeping it all sealed, because that's big no. I don't, no sealed and no grading. Screw you, Wada. No grading your games. That's stupid. They're meant to be played. Don't keep your games sealed, damn it. But anyway, I've rambled long enough. So if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to try to get better at this year pumping out more content. Things have just been busy. Work and everything has, and just life in general has kind of been busy. So I haven't had time to keep pumping up videos all the time. So I think my next video, I'll just do a 2-part kind of like holiday pickups video, because I found a lot of good stuff on sale, both during Black Friday and during Christmas time, and I got a couple games for Christmas. So I think it's warranted to have they have like a 2-parter video, because I would be here forever and a day. I did find a lot of cool stuff for my Switch, and yeah, I do want to do I want to do more of like discussion videos, and definitely make them more professional and not just me rambling into the camera. I actually have like points I want to talk about, but I just kind of wanted to upload something because I haven't for a while. And yeah, so hopefully everybody had a happy new year and happy holidays, and I'm going to be back. I'm going to try to do 1 video a week at least, if not more, maybe a pickup video and a discussion video every week. Maybe that's kind of what I'm aiming for. So I'm not falling behind on the YouTube train, because I know some people like to watch these videos, and I do like making them. It's just finding time to do it. So hopefully, as things are kind of slowing down after the holidays, I'll be able to make that happen. And yeah, so till next one, see you.